Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? How are you guys doing? I'm gonna wait for a couple people to log on. I know it's the holidays, so most people will get this in the replay. Let me go ahead and share this to a couple of my trading groups like Insider Trading, Crypto Cannabis Cartel, and let me get to it. Most of you guys will see this on a replay. But I have an important message to share with you guys today. And 2019 is approaching. And my goal is to have each and every single person that watches this video today, I want you to be able to create an equitable position in 2019. Now, this month marks a very significant time in my life. All right. So I'm going to be open and honest with you guys. All right. You're not going to meet too many traders that is actually buying real stock, real futures, real crypto. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to be open and honest with you guys. I'm a trader. I trade. That's how I make a living. I trade. But 10 years ago, I lost everything. All right. So I'm trying to give out this free information to you guys because I want you guys to understand what I've done for the last 10 years so that you guys can take part too. All right. 10 years ago, almost to the month, that's when I started my trading career. And the reason why I started my trading career is because I lost everything in the real estate market. And I'm proud to say that. And I've learned through the stock market building equitable positions over the last 10 years that I didn't really know how to invest. And I had to learn the hard way like most of us did. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. 10 years ago, everybody knows I was a real estate real estate agent, a realtor. I sold you guys a lot of homes. And I had about 10 homes at that particular time. But I didn't really understand equity. Now, every house that I bought it at 50 cents on the dollar. What does that mean? If the house was worth $100,000, I was trying to get it at $50,000. And I accumulated a lot of homes during that time 10 years ago. But the one mistake that I made was that I put all my eggs in one basket. And what ended up happening is the one thing that everybody told me was safe, because I put everything and any and everything that I had into those homes. When the market crashed, my family, we lost everything. So 10 years ago, almost to this month, my family had no equity. What do I mean? My wife had a good job. I was doing my real estate thing in business, and we had no equity 10 years ago. Fast forward 10 years later, we have hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, how did we accumulate those funds? We didn't know that 10 years from that particular point that we were going to be okay. Shoot, right now, we still feel like we're not where we're supposed to be. I'm a thousandaire. I'm a thousandaire, just like most of you guys that are watching these videos. And I'm proud to say that. I'm not as aggressive as I was 10 years ago, and I really want to hold on to the funds that I have now because I learned my lesson 10 years ago. So the reason for this video is to share my story with you guys, and I'm not afraid to share my story with you. But 10 years ago, I had 10 properties. I was balling just like everybody else was balling, and I lost everything. And it was a humbling experience, because to have everything, and I had two young kids, they were 2 and 3 at the time, to lose everything and start all over was a very humbling experience. But what I did, I had to learn by default that the stock market is something that we all should have been investing in when we were 10 and 11 years old, like I'm doing for my sons right now, so that they can understand how to run a business. Now, the stock market is the easiest and it's the easiest business to start. You don't even need that much capital. You can have 50 or $100 to start your first business. And like I said, I had to learn the hard way. So what is this video for? This video is to teach you guys kind of how I want to kind of teach you guys how I'm set up now and what we did for the last 10 years to, to hold equitable positions. Most of you guys won't buy stocks because a lot of you guys feel like you have to be rich to be in the stock market. And to be honest, I think you guys have it backwards. Most people get their wealth from the stock market. Usually it's through their 401ks. Usually it's through their real estate. And then over time, they have the money to be able to do whatever they want to do in life. So let's go back to 10 years ago. All right. 10 years ago, lost everything. The only equity, this is kind of funny, and this is a true story. The only equity that my family had was in the gold chains and the diamond rings that, we bought for each other, and the Porsche that I owned at that particular time. It was an exotic car. I wasn't putting that much mileage on it, and it literally had all the equity that my family had. It was in a freaking exotic car. And like I said, and in the gold chains that we wore. So we had to build our equity. And what most adults our age do is we don't understand like equity. Like we think, a lot of us are still using credit cards. A lot of us are still buying stuff on credit. And we feel like we're getting ahead because, we're buying that car. We're getting a 5-year loan on it. We're buying that house and we're getting a 30-year loan on it. We're investing in other businesses and we're taking lines of credit out. And that's not real equity. Real equity is when you take $100, you invest it into a stock, and you can sell that stock at any point. But what you're doing is once you use that cash to purchase something, that's real equity. That's real value that you've added to yourself, even if it's in a savings account. But most of us have a hard time, like myself. A savings account is boring to me. I really never had a savings account. A savings account is cool, but for me to save for 10 years, like, I'm not going to do that. That's boring, especially when I'm young. So what did we do? We started small. I invested $50 every 2 weeks. That's all I had. $50 every 2 weeks, over a 12-month period is $1,200. It doesn't sound like a lot when you first do it, but over a 12-month period, that money adds up. And I'm going to give you guys a secret. The way that you win in the stock market is time. Time is what makes you win, not if you're a great investor or this technical indicator that told you when to get in. Like that's cool when you're like day trading. But to be honest, guys, 99.9% of the time, I'm going to tell you this, 10 years from now, the market is going to be higher. You have a cheat sheet. You know that 10 years from now, if the market is going to be higher, then what should you be doing? You should be investing in it now. And that's kind of what we did by default. The first thing that we did once we were trying to get ourselves out of debt was we said, look, we don't want to own any credit cards. We don't want to have any debt, because we went from having lines of credit that was outrageous. I had like hundreds of thousands of dollars of lines of credit, and that's not even including $250,000 a pop on every single house that I had. Not, let alone the American Express cards that I had. There was just too many lines of credit. So the very first thing we did was we got rid of all of it. Gave the houses back. All right. Got our income, kept doing what we did every single day. And we started building our equity position. The very first car that we bought after coming out of this financial crisis, we spent $30,000 and we went and bought an Acura MDX cash. All right. Had no car payment. All right. And to this day, we're still driving that same Acura MDX that we paid off back in 2008, 2009. It has like almost 100 or 200. No, it has like 200,000 miles on it. So we started there, and every single month, just like clockwork, there hasn't been a month since then that we haven't put some type of money into the market, whether it's through a 401k or whether it's through your own personal accounts. Now, most of us can't create a 401k because most of us don't work for a corporate business that will allow you to have a 401k and they match it. So a lot of you guys are going to have to create the equity on your own. And even if you have a 401k, for you ballers, you lawyers or whatever, I talk to you guys, lawyers, doctors, a lot of high income producers, you guys should actually have more income. I have this game that I play called Cash Flow. If you've ever played Cash Flow, you'll understand that when you're playing that particular game, the job that most people don't want to get is the doctors and the lawyers and the pilots. Now, I'm not discouraging you guys to go do that. It's just harder to get out the rat race when you have a lot of income coming in because you deceive yourself. You feel like, oh, I have all of this money coming in, I'm rich, but you're not saving. If you're not, and the biggest thing in building your equity is how much you save, not how much you make. All right. How much you save, not how much you make. You guys need to listen to that. So I'm going to tell you guys how I'm positioned. Right now, my family has a 401k, and we also have other equitable positions. So over that 10-year period, we bought stocks. We bought stocks like Amazon and Google and Facebook and even Snapchat and Square and PayPal. We also invested in Bitcoin, and I'm in cryptocurrency. We invested in cannabis stocks, and it's time, guys. Like the one thing that I realized that I want you guys to understand is I don't want you guys to put all your eggs in one basket. I see a lot of you guys that are only futures traders, or I see a lot of you guys that are only options traders, or I see a lot of you guys that only buy like one stock. And I've learned my lesson when I had all of my money in real estate. When real estate fails, you feel like a failure because you can't really do anything. So, I'm proud to tell people that I own Bitcoin. I own one full Bitcoin. Yeah. Did I own it when it was $20,000? Yes. Do I still own it when it's $3,300? Yes. But guess what? That's real equity. And I'm not ashamed to say that I own it because I can also say, well, yeah, I own Google and I own Amazon and I own all of these other stocks that are worth a lot of money that I was able to buy at a lower price. And when you diversify yourself and when you start building positions in different sectors, you learn that as a businessman, you're going to lose. Like, you're going to have, yeah, and we own MoviePass. You're going to lose. And that's the one thing that I didn't get, growing up as an athlete. I was always a winner. I was always a great student. I went to a good school. I found me a good woman to marry. Like I was a winner. So when I finally lost, and it was a big loss, it hit me. And I was like, why is this happening to me? And it was happening to me because I didn't know how to invest. So in 2019, I want everybody that watches this video to start building an equitable position in yourself. You don't have to tell anybody how much you're investing. You can start with $10 every 2 weeks. And the only thing that I'm asking from you guys is to share your story. Hey, Joel, I built my position this year. You don't have to tell me how much it is. I don't really care about that. All I care is that you guys have the same feeling that I have after 10 years, because I was at a low 10 years ago. And to be honest, 2018 was not a great year. 2018 was terrible. If you own cannabis stocks, it rose and then it fell. If you own cryptocurrency, you're down 80 or 90%. If you own any stock, you're down 20 or 30% right now. So I don't see too many people that won in 2018. But guess what? You're going to get years like that. And I feel good because I just went through a year that literally could have crushed me. But I'm still standing. And guess what? I'm still trading. And I still have assets that I can go to. And I can still call myself a thousandaire. And I still have equity that I can tap into. If my family needs this, the money is there. If my family needs that, the money is there. If we need a down payment for this, the money is there. Is the money where I want it to be? Most definitely is not. Like I said before, I'm a thousandaire just like most of you guys. But one day I will be there, but it won't be on paper. I was a millionaire on paper 10 years ago, but I'm in a better position now because it's real equity. It's not paper equity. It's not what a value could be if that was paid off. It's real assets. And I want you guys to start creating real assets for yourself. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. But today was kind of like, I just wanted to tell you guys my story. There's a lot of teachers out there, a lot of educators, a lot of people that are, and I'm not going to downplay what they're doing, all right? But the one thing that I'm going to give to you guys is I'm going to always give you guys the truth. If I'm investing in something, I'm going to tell you that I'm investing in it. If you're in the insider trading room and I say I just bought Apple today, I literally bought Apple today. Whether it was 1 share or 20 shares, it doesn't matter. If I say I'm buying something, I'm buying it. If I say I'm selling something, I'm selling it. If I tell you guys I'm 70% cash, I'm 70% cash. A lot of people are not going to be in the position like I am to be able to talk about all of these different industries. And I understand that. But you ain't got to lie. Like, guys, you guys don't have to lie to each other, because when we lie to each other about our investments and what we're doing, it's not going to help each other. I feel for the people that lost this year on their 401k, because my family has a 401k. I feel for the cats that lost in cryptocurrency this year, because I'm an owner of cryptocurrency. I feel with you guys that were in the cannabis market where it went up and it fell, because I'm invested in the cannabis market. I feel for you day traders every day that's trading, because I'm trading the market every day with real funds, futures. I don't trade Forex, so I don't talk about Forex. Now, I can give my opinion on it, but if I'm trading Forex one day, I'm going to tell you guys I'm doing it. And if I'm doing it on paper, I'm going to tell you guys I'm doing it on paper as well. And for you paper traders, and what is a paper trader? A paper trader is somebody that's practicing before they apply different money. And to be honest, paper trading actually helps even real traders. That's a little secret that I tell people. Sometimes I'll trade during the day, and I know my statistics. I know that if I'm down a certain amount of money, or if I lost a certain amount of times, I know that there's wins that are coming. Sometimes I might trade the market on paper early, like at 9:30 to 12. And if I get like 6 or 7 losses in a row, I'll go to real money, because I know a real win is about to happen. So even you paper traders, I don't care if you guys come out and you're like, yo, I'm in this gold trade right now and it's long, and this is why I got into it, because that's still helpful. It's those guys that claim that they're making a certain amount, and it doesn't even really matter. Like, we're all traders. We're all doing this for our family. I don't have to tell you guys how much I make or whatever. Like I said before, every now and then I'll tell you guys what I'm invested in, but I'll never tell you how much, because I don't want to offend some people, and I don't want some people to not listen. Like I told you before, I'm a thousandaire. So for you millionaires that are watching, if you don't think you can learn from me, bye, go away. It's cool. I understand it. But for you guys that want to have hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you want to learn what I've done to get to that point after these last 10 years, then we're cool. I learned from my kids. My kids have given me some of the best stock tips in the last 3 years. Not adults, my kids. My kids helped me get into Microsoft. Like, they told me that Microsoft was about to have a run before Microsoft became the #1 company in the world. I didn't believe it. I listened to them because they were telling me all the products that were coming out, all the things that they were invested in, all the games that they're invested in, all the systems and websites that they're into at that particular time. You can learn from anybody if you take your ego and you put it to the side. So 2019, I want everybody that's watching this video to build your equity position. And it doesn't matter how much money that you're putting away for yourself. You have to do it for yourself, because 10 years is going to go by just like that. And when it goes by, you want to be able to say, I have some type of equity in 10 years. It might not be those millions that you want, but you're getting there. And the market is going to help you get there. You got to get through these hard periods, because the people that win, the people that really won in cryptocurrency weren't the people that bought last year. It was the people that had to weather the storm for 3 or 4 years. And then that 1 year it popped. They did okay. Real estate. I have real estate friends that's been at it since 2000, 2008, 2009. They had a really good 2018, 2017 when the market exploded, because they were there. They had to weather the storm when people thought that they were crazy. The stock market, the people that win are the people that can weather this storm. And you know, I see a lot of people get wiped out because you put all your eggs in one basket. Do not put all of your whole trading career into Forex trading. All right. Learn it, but don't put all of your funds in it. You know, still invest in different markets, because different markets are going to run at different times. All right. Crypto might run, cannabis might run, regular stocks might run, biotech stocks might run. Utilities might run. You don't know when certain asset classes are going to run, but you want to be in position to capitalize when it happens, because we're all going to be wrong. But the only way that you're going to be right is to be invested in all of them and wait for which equity class to explode. And when those equity classes explode, you can take part in it. And that's the best thing that I ever did. I kind of feel like I have ADD, so I can't be invested in one thing. So I was invested across the board, so I can have fun when this market runs or that market runs. Or shoot, last year when crypto was running in November and December, I was able to capitalize off of it. So that's my message to you guys. 2019, I want you guys to build equitable positions. You don't have to send me any money, any checks. Just be like, yo, Joel, thank you for encouraging me. Thank you for letting me know that as a thousandaire, I can get there. You know what I'm saying? Putting away $50 every 2 weeks, or $25 every 2 weeks, or $10 every month. It's going to grow. And start expanding in what you guys invest in. You guys are going to be right 10 years from now, no matter what you pick, as long as it's not in one thing. All right. Like I said before, I can be happy and tell you guys that I'm in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is not going to destroy me. Bitcoin can go to zero. Who cares? It's not 100% of my assets. All right. And that's just the message that I wanted to give to you guys. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. We had a terrible year in 2018. Hopefully you guys can win in 2019. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm coming from Decatur, where it's greater, and I'm out. I want you guys to share this with your friends. I'm Mr. Captain America, and I am out. Peace.